While major economies have been hit hard by Donald Trump's latest tariffs, it's the small landlocked African country of Lesotho that's been singled out for the highest rate of all. The U.S. has slapped a 50% levy on imports from the nation, which is home to just 2 million people. Only last month, Trump mocked Lesotho, saying nobody has ever heard of it in a speech to Congress. Now, economists fear serious consequences for the country.
Lesotho is one of the world's poorest nations. Exports to the US account for 10% of its GDP. The textile sector, with more than 40,000 workers, is Lesotho's biggest employer. Many of the factories make denim, blankets, woolen garments and carpets, which are shipped to the US. The new US tariffs have sent shockwaves across the country.
A 50% reciprocal tariff introduced by the US government is going to kill textile and apparel sector in Lesotho. If the closure of the factories were to happen, the industry is going to die and there will be multiplier effects. Those sectors will be adversely affected. Those are the implications. So Lesotho will be dead.
The US president says the reciprocal tariffs were a response to duties put on US goods. The Trump administration claims Lesotho charges 99% tariffs on American imports. Some economists believe US tariffs disadvantage countries like Lesotho, since they import small quantities from the US, but are being punished by high tariffs on their exports. African countries are promising to come together to help smaller economies.
The tariff decisions that have been made impact on us, but it also impacts on, amongst others, the least developed countries. If you think about Lesotho and a tariff that has been imposed on them, it literally will devastate Lesotho. So the reality is that we now have to look amongst ourselves at how we're going to respond to these issues. And part of our reality is the greater inclination for cooperation and collaboration.
Lesotho says it will negotiate with the US to seek lower tariffs.
Earlier, I spoke to Mokheti Shelile. He's the Trade and Industry Minister of Lesotho. He told me that Trump's new tariffs on Lesotho were not based on fact.
Thank you very much. First of all, we are a country of 2 million. So I just want to bring the data that I'm going to provide into perspective. We have in total about 11 factories that are supplying the American market currently under the AGOA, which is zero-rated. And those companies in total, they employ more than 12,000 people. So that is the magnitude of the problem that we have, which represents about 42% of the total employment in textile industry in this country.
How will your country respond to these 50% tariffs from the U.S.?
We are a small economy, we are a small country. We just have to go and talk to the U.S. administration about what has happened, because it's not based on facts on the ground. We are not levying 99% of products that are coming from the U.S. On the tariffs. It's not a fact. In fact, our weighted average, which is also the Southern African Customs Union average, not a Lesotho specific average. We work as a unit. It's around 7.5%. So the whole data that was used to calculate these tariffs, it's absolutely not factual. It's not what is happening on the ground.
So you clearly feel these tariffs are misguided. Do you expect the Trump administration to be sympathetic to your arguments?
Not really. We expect the government of the United States to understand that we are not at the level that they are saying we are.
Now, some countries in Africa fear that this could spell the end of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. That's a trade arrangement that gives African economies preferential access to the U.S. market. Lesotho has been a part of this agreement. Do you think this agreement will continue?
It's a huge setback. We are not going to sit around and not campaign for the renewal of the AGOA. Let's remember this is under emergency procedures in the US. So any emergency has an ending. Then we would expect to get back on the table and talk about trading with the US in a way that will work for all of us.
Now, South Africa's trade minister is calling for more collaboration within Africa in response to these tariffs. Can the African continent offer other potential trading partners that could maybe make up for the loss of exports to the U.S. as a result of these tariffs?
Yes, the collaboration that my colleague is talking about from South Africa, I believe is with regard to trading with each other. We already have the Southern African Customs Union. Over and above that, we have the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is a new arrangement that I think it's about 2 or 3 years old now. We need to open those markets as a continent without losing sight of other international markets like Europe and the US and so on and so forth. It's a global trading system that cannot be really destroyed at the end of the day. This is a phase that we're going through. It's going to end at some point.
Does your government have a plan to maybe diversify its export portfolio or look for other partners beyond Africa?
Yes, we have been doing that. We are diversifying into the regional market. As I've said, there are 12,000 people that are going to be affected by these tariffs. But in total, we have around 30,000 people that are employed, which people are working for factories that supply the regional market.
Mr. Shelile, thank you very much for talking with us. That was Mokheti Shelile, Lesotho's Trade and Industry Minister.
Thank you so much.